So hey guys, and welcome back to another Access 72 video. In today's video I'm back with another interview and I'm here with Liam Jones. Liam, how are we, man?
I'm all well, thank you, my man. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yes, I very much appreciate you coming on, man. And so, am I right in saying you're a 23-year-old super lightweight who's 4-0?
Yeah, correct.
Great, okay. And so if you are new around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, we're going to start off with the question which you always like to start off with. Why did you start boxing?
Believe it or not, mate, I was 8 years old, but back home in Wales, you couldn't start in the boxing gym until you was 11. But okay. I was 8 years old, and that Rocky, believe it or not, and ever since then, well, I remember watching. I was a chubby little kid, 8 years old, and I watched the film. As soon as the film finished, I went out for a run, and yeah, the love for the sport just grew from there.
Definitely, it seemed like that film did motivate a lot of people to start boxing. And so, do you remember what happened in your first amateur fight?
Yeah, so I started actually in the gym 10 or 11 years old. I had my first amateur fight then, local by me. But like as I said, I was heavy as a kid. So I was 12 years old and I was 72 kilogram. I think that's the fight they made that went in at. But yeah, I ended up winning, thankfully.
Oh, really? Okay, that's impressive.
Good start to the boxing career.
Definitely. And so, how many amateur fights did you end up racking up?
15 it was.
Okay. Not too many, but
I should have had a lot more experience in the amateur, but because I played other sports also, so I played rugby as well.
Okay.
Because a lot of time got spent between the both sports, like I wanted to, but I wish I did pursue boxing, put my 100% commitment into it a lot sooner than I did. Looking back now, I wish I did, but everything happens for a reason, I believe. So, yeah, here we are.
Yes, definitely. And so, I suppose, say what you're saying with like the fact of you playing two sports at once, when you kind of finally committed, when you went professional in boxing, why did you end up doing that when you did?
It was on my mind for a long time, and I seen boys turning over to professional back home. I sort of thought that I was at the same level as them, or if not, without sounding a dick, better than them. So I thought I was just going to give this 100%, put all my commitment, all my energy into it, and I think I was like training for around 6 months to a year before I had any professional fights, just flat out in the sunshine in my old guide. So I'm based out here for my training camps. Yeah, I was out here for 6 months, and then I think we went for my first fight then.
Okay,
so
that's
it was a long process turning over and Spanish licenses, but we got it, thankfully.
Yes, thankfully indeed. And I mean, so far things are going very well for you in the professional side of things. Of course, unbeaten so far. And so, out of them 4 professional fights, which one would you say you've performed your best in?
Performed my best. I think my last fight I showed a lot more composure. Not going hell for leather as soon as the first bell goes. So yeah, I would say my last performance really, or my debut.
Okay.
Yeah, I had him out there early, so yeah, either my debut or my last performance.
That's great. Okay, and so what would you kind of say is your main motivation at the moment?
Main motivation. Securing, one day I hope to have a family, so securing my family's future. I hope to start in boxing Yeah, that's my plans, really. So, if I want a better life for myself, I want to get somewhere in life through the box.
Yeah, that's a great motivation. And so, I mean, you've got a upcoming fight announced. Am I right in saying for March 18th?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it's back in the same location as my last fight, which is in Oldham in Manchester. It was a great venue. It was a great show by the promoters. So I thought, why not? We'll go back there.
Great. Yeah.
And I think I'm right in saying everyone that did turn up from the valleys where I'm from back home, they all enjoyed the good night too.
That's great. And so, how's kind of preparations been going for that fight?
Yeah, it's been going well, mate. We've been back in camp now for about 4 weeks, 3 weeks, I'd say. A little bit overweight coming back from Christmas and New Year, as imagine a lot of people are. But yeah, we're back in full training mode now.
That's great.
Ready for a big year, 2023.
Indeed. And so, do you have any kind of notice of who your opponent might be yet?
Nothing as of yet. Okay. I hope to fight soon. Earlier the better, really, so you can study your opponent.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
But as of yet, no, nothing.
Okay. And so, well, for anybody who might be wanting to come and watch this upcoming fight and haven't seen you fight before, what would you say kind of makes you interesting as a fighter?
Well, I think I'm very strong for the weight, so I carry power. I'm not really one of those type of boxers that stands off and picks the points all night. I will go looking for that kill if it's on opportunity. And yeah, personally, I get told sometimes not to go for it, but I do like a scrap as well. So it's a good watch for the fans.
That's great. And so, well, you are still very early on in your career at the moment. And so, how far do you believe you can go?
I believe I can go all the way, mate, with the right team behind me. If I keep my eye on, tunnel vision all the way, and I do think I can go to the top.
Definitely. And I think just from the fact that you're training abroad and kind of, are you cutting out all of the distractions by doing that?
Yeah, everyone, a lot of people would probably think I'm just on some big holiday, but the reason I'm out here is for no distractions. I'm here to do a job. The only reason I'm here is just to train. I've made a lot of sacrifices coming here. I've left my family back home. Like, I don't have a lifestyle. I have no mates here, really. They're all back home. But when I do come home for a fight, then I think a lot of people turn up. Well, hopefully keep on turning up also.
Yes, I'm sure they will. And so I'll leave with this final question, which I always like to ask you. You've got a little bit of a platform here. Would you like to shout anything out, mate?
Yeah, I want to shout out all my sponsors. Without them, none of this would be possible. So their help towards me, honestly, it does mean a massive amount to me. So that's Watches of Wales, Motor Connect, Cardiff Steel, Javier James Real Estate, Naughty Parts Mallorca, and there's another one, iStadia TV and LED lighting. So yeah, without those guys, honestly, none of this would be possible.
Of course, I know how important sponsors are, and so
yeah, massively.
Yes, definitely. And so thank you very much for doing this interview, mate. Maybe a little bit further along down the line we can come back and do another one.
100%, mate. I'd love to. And believe it or not, it's my first online interview, so sorry if I am rusty. No, I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it has been a privilege. And so if you are new around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do like the video, and thanks for watching.